Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Popular Decks. I'm your host Michael and I'm here to showcase some of the top decks in Pauper with a focus on competitive play. Just a reminder before we get started, please give me any feedback you have for me in the comments below. I'm always trying to make my videos better. If you'd like to see more videos like this, check out the other videos on my channel and hit subscribe so you can be alerted when new videos come out. Finally, there's a straw poll linked in the description where you can vote on which deck I'll play in an upcoming episode. And let's get to the deck. So those of you who watch my videos regularly will probably be wondering why I have a deck pulled up that was not on the most recent straw poll. And it's because I had some extra time to record another video today, but I wanted to give you guys a little more than one day to vote in the previous straw poll, so I just decided to play Affinity in the meantime. So I have a pretty typical Affinity list here with some minor adjustments. So actually the most important adjustment that I have is I'm playing 17 lands. So a typical Affinity deck only plays 16 lands. We play 4 Darksteel Citadel, 4 Great Furnace, 4 Seat of the Synod, and 4 Tree of Tales. And I added 1 Vault of Whispers. It could be just as easily the white land. We don't have anything that's black or white in the deck, so it's just a colorless land, just like Darksteel Citadel, without the benefit of being indestructible. And the reason is this deck cannot function on 1 land. You basically can't cast anything that matters if you miss your second land drop, and if you miss it on turn 2, you're going to be way behind, and if you miss it on turn 3, you're probably going to lose. So with 16 lands, you have a 40% chance of having a hand that has 0 or 1 lands, and that's pretty unacceptable to me. And on the play, you miss your land 30% of the time, so that's pretty bad. I don't want to just lose 30% of the games I'm on the play because I kept a hand with 1 land and hoped to get there. So I added 1 more, and the benefit of all these artifact lands is we get to play these Affinity for artifact cards for super cheap. So Frogmite we usually play for free or for 1 mana. Thoughtcast is basically a 1 mana draw 2. And Mirror Enforcer is often a 1 or 0 mana 4/4. And you can usually get Mirror Enforcers out on turn 3 pretty easily. And then finally we've got a Gearseeker Serpent, which doesn't technically have the keyword Affinity for artifacts, but it has the functionality. It's a big creature, doesn't die to Galvanic Blast or Flame Slash. It's a big boy, and if you get really late in the game, you can start activating it. In order to enable all these Affinity cards, we've got some cheap artifacts. We've got 4 Chromatic Star. I've got 2 Flare Husks in this list, and then 4 Springleaf Drums. And we also have some Ichor Wellsprings and Prophetic Prisms to fix our colors. They're great to sacrifice to ATOG, and they help get our artifact count up. We've got 4 Galvanic Blast for removal. We almost basically always have Metalcraft unless you sacrifice all your artifacts, so it's just a better Lightning Bolt. We've got a couple more creatures. I've got 3 ATOGs in this list, and 4 Carapace Forgers. Carapace Forger is usually a 4/4 even when you just play it on turn 2, as long as you've played a 1 mana artifact, so that's pretty good. 2 mana 4/4 is pretty unreasonable. And we've got the Fling combo with ATOG. So ATOG, you can sacrifice an artifact to give it +2/+2. So we can just sacrifice 10 artifacts and then fling them at our opponent, kill him. Easy peasy. And the final card is this Perilous Research. It's a draw 2, then sacrifice a card for 2 mana. Normally we have some extra junk lying around, like maybe we have a Germ token on our Flare Husk, or an Ichor Wellspring is a nice one to sacrifice too. So, or anything targeted with removal, you can sacrifice it in response. Get some nice value. And then in the sideboard, we're a 3-color deck. We've got blue, red, and green spells, so got a couple of each. Got 3 Hydroblast. It's pretty important against the red artifact destruction spells, and there's some other red decks that we want this in against, like Smash to Smithereens is really good against us from the burn deck, so we want these Hydroblasts. Got a couple answers to artifacts. I've got a Gorilla Shaman in here and an Ancient Grudge, as well as 2 Natural States. And then the Natural States double against enchantments with Serene Heart for Boggles. I've got 1 Electrickery in here for token decks, Delver, Boggles, stuff like that. Got 2 Kark Clan Shaman. So You can do a little neat trick with this guy, and you can take out creatures that have 2 or 3 toughness as long as you float, or as long as you hold priority and sacrifice multiple things with the first damage on the stack. So this guy normally kills himself when you activate him, but you can put a couple activations on the stack to kill Stompy's 2 toughness creatures. Finally, we've got 3 Pyroblast for the blue decks, and then I've got a Feed the Clan for against the burn decks. That's about it. Remember to vote for the next deck I'm going to play, and check out all the links and stuff. I'll link the deck list, and I'll link my Twitter in the description below, so you guys can keep up to date when I release new videos and stuff like that. Let's get to the first match.